Hello everybody, and welcome to this next installment of the 12 steps to aligning yourself to building wealth like the rich. This is Patrick Stockhausen here, serving traders and investors, teach them the mindset of the rich and financial trading, and showing them how to manage their money and buy assets so that you can have the freedom, the choice that you truly desire. And in today's session, we're going to be talking about your beliefs about money and financial trading. So, here we are on this pyramid of the 12 things, the 12 steps that you need to integrate. We've talked about session 1, we talked about having a defined spiritual mission and life mission. I won't go into these because I've said it already before. We talked about in session 2 about your identity, and I've told you to go read the book, Psycho-Cybernetics. Brilliant book. In session 3, we talked about what are your top 5 values and how your values are determining your focus, and your focus will determine where you spend your energy and where your money will flow. And today, and in today's session, we're going to be talking about your beliefs. What are your beliefs about money? What are your beliefs about trading? But before we talk about that, we're going to talk about what is the purpose of life. I beg your pardon, Patrick. Yes, we're going to talk about the purpose of life. Patrick, I'm here to talk about trading and make money. No, we need to talk about the purpose of life. Why? Because, and I'll tell you this, the purpose of life is this. Your genes, and I've said this before, and I said it about your values, have one selfish goal: to survive and replicate. By producing attractive offspring, your genes know they have the highest probability of continuing their existence. Now, some people don't want to have children, but they have other family members, and they want to make sure they're all right because they've got the same genes. And on average, we have 28,251 days in order to do this. So in order to do this, your brain has been hardwired to avoid pain and gain pleasure, right? So we'll act consistent with that, which we believe is going to give us pleasure, and we'll go, oh my God, that's painful over there, get away from that. That's how you have been hardwired. So we tend to, and the reason why you're listening to this, the reason why you're here, and you think this is maybe of benefit to you now, what you're thinking is, this here is of value to you. Why? Because you think it's going to either help you to avoid pain or somehow gain pleasure, to achieve what it is you want. And that is why you want the wealth and the financial freedom, because you think money is going to help you to avoid pain and gain pleasure and help you to procreate and pass on your genes. And we have this money and we think we want to pass it down, so we've got some sort of financial legacy, which is our children's legacy. That's how you're hardwired. But let me tell you this, the number one thing that stops most traders and investors that have a true value, by the way, on building wealth and have an aligned identity, from the number one thing that stops them from achieving their financial success is not a lack of a plan. It's not the lack of possibility or capital or advice. It is them self-sabotaging themselves. They self-sabotage. And as I said, the reason why is because your brain is designed to guide your behaviors, to protect you and your DNA. And you're doing everything to avoid pain and pleasure. Everything. And your beliefs about money, for most people in the world, for 97 to 99% of the people in the world, they associate pain with money and trading and investing. They've had installed in their mind bad things about it. Your brain is designed to help you to avoid painful situations. If you think rich people are evil and wicked, and you think I don't want to be an evil, wicked person, and you've got linked up rich people are evil and wicked, your brain will say, well, if you make a load of money, you'll become evil and wicked. So what we'll do is either A, stop you from making money, or B, what we'll do is if you get it, we'll help you to spend it and get rid of it, because otherwise you'll become evil and wicked. And that's how your mind works. So let's talk about beliefs. And this is everybody knows the example of Roger Bannister. I think everybody does. But in generally, everybody knows about Roger Bannister, the first man to do the 4-minute mile. Tried for ages, no one could do it. Tried for ages, no one could do it. He used to practice it in his head, round and round and round, all the time in his mind. And eventually he did it. And the great thing was this. So you understand, for thousands of years, people tried to do it. No one could do it. Roger Bannister does it. And then suddenly, lots of people do it. So he broke this psychological barrier of beliefs. Soon as he did it, everyone else could do it. But prior to him, thousands of other people, for thousands, not thousands of years, a long time. I can't remember the exact amount of time. But the ancient Greeks in the Olympics used to tie people to horses and carts and used to try to pull them to do it. This one man does it, then suddenly everybody does it. Now it's nothing. So it's the barrier of beliefs which stops people from doing things. Here's another good example. How the US Army, they used a friend of mine, Richard Bandler, who used to work with, trained me in all this stuff, in NLP, modelled the sharpshooters and increased their rate of performance from 80 to 100. In fact, they didn't just hire Richard Bandler, they hired Tony Robbins as well to do it. They hired both of them to do it, actually. Now, so here's what happened. This is the beliefs what they found out about sharpshooters. And these were the beliefs from the top 2 sharpshooters. They believe shooting well is important to my survival. Hunting is fun. You have to mentally rehearse in order to have a successful performance. And if I miss this shot, it means something. It's something to do with my performance. My performance. They took personal responsibility. Right? Now, here's what's interesting. They looked at the beliefs of the people that were terrible, rubbish at this game, rubbish at shooting the gun, and the new recruits. And guess what their beliefs were? Guns are evil, they kill people. If I shoot this weapon too many times, I'll go deaf. If I miss the target, it means the gun is misaligned. Can you see how a set of beliefs will empower or disempower you? That is what is going on in lots of people's minds. Swap the idea of the guns with, no, don't want to say that French sentence, or swap the guns with the idea of guns with money, because then you start going, oh, guns and money, that's evil. Right, so we're away with the guns, and let's think about money. People have got great beliefs in their mind about money, and some people have got some terrible beliefs about money in their mind. Good beliefs about trading, bad beliefs about trading, that disempower them or empower them. But as I said, 97% of people have got terrible beliefs about money going around their mind. Here's what they have in their mind. Money's the root of all evil. If you're poor, you're more likely to be enlightened. Ha, ha, ha. It's not right for me to have a lot of money, and for people to be struggling. Or they think if I make a lot of money, then I probably have to do something bad. Or most rich people did something bad or criminal, illegal to make money. Or making large sums of money is hard work and a struggle. Or they think, do you know, I meet so many people that think they've been told that to make money you have to work really hard, and it's hard to make a lot of money. So they do that. They find a hard way to do it. Or they're not working hard enough. Or they've got this sort of thing in their mind because they don't understand the concept of leverage. If I work this hard for 50,000, that to make 100,000, it means I've got to work twice as hard. So to make 1 million, it's impossible because there's not enough time and hours, and they don't understand the concept of leverage. Getting rich is down to luck, or you have to work hard to make a lot of money, or God will determine whether I'll be rich or not, or you shouldn't talk about. I used to have a girlfriend like that. She says, you talk about money too much, Patrick. You talk about money too much. Why? I like money and you like spending my money. Oh, you shouldn't talk about money. You shouldn't talk about money. Talking about money is bad. You shouldn't be talking about money. What? Yes, you shouldn't be talking about money. The guy she went out with after me was I nearly said his name. The guy she went out with after me had a lot more money, and I'm talking vast sums of money. He had yachts. And then the guy she married was another person who I knew. I don't know if she was into going out with my friends or not, but the point was, she was attracted to money, but you're not supposed to talk about it. And surprise, surprise, she didn't have any, but the men she went out with had the money. Now, or pursuing money is not godly. I can't tell you, I went to my friend's church and somebody said to me, I drove in my car and I went, where did you get that car from? That's absolutely amazing car. I said, what do you do? So I started telling them. And they said to me, you talk about money too much. You shouldn't talk about money. And you know what? It is the Sabbath and you shouldn't be talking about money on the Sabbath. And I thought, did you give money on the Sabbath? Yes. So you shouldn't be, and did you, so you handled money and money was involved today and you did a financial transaction today, but you shouldn't be doing anything to do with the money. And then I saw them have the conversation later on talking about, should we be touching money on the Sabbath realistically? And then I've had them call me up and say, can you come and tell me how you make money? And I'm thinking, no wonder you've got no money, because you think it's not godly. And if you're really religious and you think money's not godly, you then have this thing in your mind of, I'm either godly or I'm into money, but I can't have both. And then you have these things like, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to get through the gates of heaven. And all these things like that. Or it takes money to make money, or rich people aren't nice, or money corrupts people, or the thought of having 10 million. Who the hell needs 10 million? Did you say hell, Patrick? Yes, I did. You don't know one needs that much money. So thoughts like this are limiting people. You need to be aware. What are the thoughts? What are the chimes? What are jingles going round your mind about money? What did you grow up? What did you hear about money? What's going round your mind about money right now? Because if you've got thoughts like that going around your mind, let me tell you this right now. And I said it before at the beginning. Your brain is designed to serve and protect you. And if you think any of these things, it's going to either stop you making the money, or if it comes to you, find a way for you to sabotage it in your trading and your investing. Or when someone says to you, what you need to do is save a minimum of 10% of your money, what you'll do is you'll probably save it and you think, well, I'm supposed to do this, and you'll find a way to spend it on something else because you're acquiring money and it is the root of all evil and it's not godly and it won't make you a nice person or it'll corrupt you. Does this make sense? I know it does. But does it make sense to you? I hope it does. Now,